Hi everyone, I'm Brandon and welcome to the Anime Night streaming event number 9. So first up on the list is actually going to be upcoming announcements. The first part actually starts on May 3rd. I've got an event running every Wednesday for the month of May. It's a hero event. There's going to be an announcement made on Monday regarding what series it's going to be, or a collection of series. On May 3rd, part 1 is going to be the opening and ending singles of a few different series, which will be the prizes. May 10th will be some posters. May 17th will be some more CDs. May 24th is going to be a Japanese Blu-ray limited release. So it's going to be broken up into 4 sections, and they're all hero related. So like I mentioned in my last streaming event, you can kind of come up with some ideas as to what I'm actually going to screen. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, after that, on June 7th is going to be the Anime Nights Genre Spotlight on Sci-Fi. This lineup includes the following animated works, where we will only be watching the first episodes of these titles, which include Psycho-Pass, Kaiba, Gatchaman Crowds, Steins Gate, Darker Than Black, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. Afterwards, on June 28th, I'll be doing Anime Nights Presents an Animation Studio Spotlight on Kyoto Animation. So this lineup actually includes animated works where we'll be only watching the first episodes of any anime that was produced, with the animation that was produced by Kyoto Animation. So this includes The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Clannad, Keion, Hyoka, Free, Kyokai no Kanata, and Sound Euphonium. Now, if you follow any of the Facebook event pages on there, those actually have information on like prizes and like upcoming things I'm going to be doing for those events. So even if it's something I haven't mentioned through the streaming event, you'll find more information on the Facebook page. And as always, if you want to find more information about Anime Nights events and things like that, just contact me at beatslars@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter at beatslars. After that, during the Kyoto Animation, there'll be a tote bag given out to attendees, including CD singles and the Blu-ray sets to Sound Euphonium. After that, on July 12th, will be an Anime Nights Presents a Box of Animation. This is something I really wanted to do entirely different, kind of let the audience kind of pick what they wanted to watch. So we're going to be picking from over 200 Japanese anime series, ranging from like stuff from the 80s all the way up until today. And it's going to be completely random. So any genre, any style of animation story. So we could be watching an episode and then going to watching, I don't know, another episode of K-On! Or something. It's just going to be completely random. So that's going to be a lot of fun. After that, on July 26th and July 27th, is going to be an Anime Nights Presents a Genre Spotlight on comedy. For this, it's only going to be the first episodes, and the reason why I wanted to do 2-day event was because I had a discussion with some of the groups, some of the members in my group, and we were talking about how many shows there were that represented the comedy genre, and there's actually a lot. And there's more so a lot that I didn't want to leave out, which include Excel Saga, Sakamoto Desu Ka, Shirokuma Cafe, Konosuba Season 2, Moromi-san, Orenchi no Furojijo, Arakara Under the Bridge, Nichijo, Gekken Shoujo Nozaki-kun, Oren High School Host Club, Welcome to the NHK, and my teen romantic comedy Snafu. Now, if there are any comedy animes that want to be represented here, just type in the chat box, give your recommendation, and I'll definitely consider it. So that's going to be a ton of fun because the last couple of events have all been serious anime, so it'll be kind of nice to kind of mix it up a little bit and do something focused on comedy. On August 9th is going to be the Bleach presentation in 4K. This is going to be the first 6 episodes of Bleach in the UHD format. I don't have any more particulars on it yet, but all I know is it's going to be a ton of fun, and we may end up watching some One Piece as well. Afterwards, on September 12th, and well, before that, August 27th, is going to be a marathon. One in a theater and another one at a friend's place, and it's been a lot of fun. Space Dandy is a great show. It's full of comedy, has a little bit of seriousness to it, but it's basically this guy who's an alien hunter, and he tries to capture rare aliens with his crew, and it's really funny. It's an episodic series, so you can watch episode 15 or episode 7, just kind of watch them backwards or however you want. You get a little bit of the story each time. So we'll be doing a marathon of that on August 27th. On September 12th and September 13th is going to be another studio spotlight on Madhouse. This is also going to be split up as in a 2-day event, with the first day focusing on selected works that I've picked. And this includes Morio no Hako, which translates to Box of Goblins. The character designs were done by Clamp. Next up would be Chihaya Furu, about Karuta. And then we're also going to have Monster, Paradise Kiss, Kasern Sins, and Magical Shopping Arcade Abanobashi. The second day is actually going to be anyone gets to pick. So I'll just have a ton of anime that Madhouse has produced, from like One Punch Man to Death Parade. And then you guys who come out to the event get to pick and choose. So I don't have any prizes lined up for that, but if anyone is interested in donating, there is a PayPal link on the Facebook page. I can also post it here as well. Also in September, September 27th, is going to be another composer spotlight. This one is going to be on Kenji Kawai. We'll be watching the first episodes of these anime series with their soundtracks more focused heavily. So this includes titles like Project Echo, Windy Tales, Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, Higashi no Eden, which translates to Eden of the East, Barakamon, and Mob Psycho 100. Afterwards, once we finish the screening event, we'll be listening to a collection of Kenji Kawai music from the following anime series and films. This includes The Perfect Insider, Joker Game, Skycrawlers, Fate's Day Night, the 2004 TV series, Hyper Police, Mobile Suit Gundam 00, Hana Moyo, and Mobile Police Patlabor. The prizes will include CD soundtracks and also Ghost in the Shell, the feature film back in 1995. So this will include CD soundtracks that'll be more prevalent and heavily focused on Kenji Kawai's kind of vision into the anime industry. Now, that's it for events, upcoming ones. Now, if anyone has any suggestions, just type in the chat box. If there's anything if you guys want me to host something for your club or anything like that, just let me know. Contact me through Twitter or my email. Next up is an Animator Spotlight. This one is actually on Toshihiro Kawamoto. You might actually know this name because he's the character designer for hit anime titles like Cowboy Bebop. He's also the animation director for Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, and Noragami. He's also the co-founder and also director at Animation Studio Bones. After graduating from high school, Kawamoto was first employed in the making and designing of machinery. I'm interested during his ongoing process working with the Macross series. He was actually under Yoshiyuki Tomino's influence, and also worked on a few of Gainex's feature films back in the day. Within a year, Kawamoto had actually left his previous machinery profession, and he enrolled in the Nagoya branch of Tokyo designer Gakuen College. It's currently known as Nagoya Designer Gakuen, which he later attended for 2 years. His debut was actually with Yasuhiko's 1986 film Arion. So if you've ever seen that movie, it's actually really good. I've actually been thinking about doing an event on it, where he was actually supervised by Yoshinobu Inano and mentored by its lead character designer, Sachiko Kamamura. After collaborating with them on that project, he began working on various animated works, including Venus Wars. And not soon long after, he ended up at Sunrise Studios working on a few of the Mobile Suit Gundam series and films. This was back in like the 80s to 90s time. In 1998, he co-founded Bones with some previous Sunrise staff members, which included Masahiko Minami and Hiroshi Osaka. Now, 1998 was a huge year for anime because that's when Cowboy Bebop actually came out in Japan. And at that time, not very many people know this, but Toshihiro Kawamoto actually modeled a few of the characters after some of its staff members. So like Ed was based on the composer of the series, Yoko Kanno, and Ein was actually based on one of his best friend's dogs, just the whole design and kind of the personality of the dog and stuff. So it's kind of neat that they have that much influence on the structure of a story to develop its characters in such a realistic way like that. So after 1988 rolled around and he co-founded Bones, he became more prevalent in the anime industry, working on titles like Eureka 7. He ended up working on shows like Noragami, Space Dandy with Bones, Blood Blockade Battlefront's character designs. He worked on the Eureka 7 AO and Eureka 7 Pocket Full of Rainbows film. He actually worked as like an animator for a few of Bones' other titles like Darker Than Black. And he's also really most known for doing the character designs for Witch Hunter Robin and doing Escaflone's animation back in 1995, I think is when that came out. And also working on the feature-length film Memories, which is like a three like story narrative. And it's very interesting because his designs are pretty particular, because he actually worked on one of my favorite anime series of all time back in 2008 called Michiko Ehachin. He did the animation, direction, and handled the character designs. But the main reason why I wanted to talk about this animator was because I went to a anime store last year with a group of friends in the club, and the guy that sells all of them, he sells like cell art, production materials and things like that, and a ton of illustration books. And I actually got a hold of a brand new copy of Toshihiro Kawamoto's Cowboy Bebop Illustrations book, which if you can ever find it online, which I found it only once and it sold out, was like $95. I got a pretty good deal on this, but it's brand new. It was still in the packaging and everything. But this came out in 2001. This includes information about CD single art. So this is actually what's on the first page. And this includes a ton of promotional material that wasn't used for the television anime, nor was it used for the film. So it has a lot of artwork in here. So if any fans of Cowboy Bebop are watching this, I'm sure you guys are enjoying this. So like one of my favorite artworks is Faye Valentine and Spike. So they've got that almost remix, the DVD remix versions that came out back in like the early 2000s for Cowboy Bebop when they remastered it in 5.1, released it with this different color hue and it used Kawamoto's art, and this was kind of one of the concept designs for it. And then there's Faye Valentine on the other side. This is a very cool book. I've gone through it all. It's really neat because it actually features the original character designs for some of the crew and such. So it's kind of interesting because you can kind of see some of the influence that came out of Space Dandy. And if you've seen episode 14 with the multiple dandies, it kind of makes sense a little bit. Some of these 2-page illustrations from the show, even. But one of my favorites in here. Okay, so it also actually has the Laserdisc. Yes, I said Laserdisc because Cowboy Bebop was released on Laserdisc back in the mid-90s. And this was the cover art for the Laserdisc versions, which you can find on eBay for really expensive. And then, like I said, the remix covers and stuff, this actually describes it. And it's really neat because the Japanese is in there, but also all of it's translated in English. So this is actually the English translated release, which is really neat because it's an American influenced show, so it would make sense. So like, here's some other stuff. This was also a goods packaging. So like, this was exclusive stuff that was released for an event during that time when it was airing, because Japan was still doing that kind of stuff even back then. And they also had stuff from the movie. That's why this book was released in 2001 when the movie came out. So there's Vincent and the fire and everything. It's really cool. I think online you might be able to find some scans somewhere of all the artwork. So like, here's a Shikishi that was released, an illustration on that left. This one here of Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine is exclusive to this magazine. I think it premiered in, I want to say it was Animator magazine when that was still running, like super popular. This was an exclusive illustration that Kawamoto did. And then one of my favorites is this one of Spike and Faye. They've got some pretty interesting concept art in here too. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh yeah, so they also had like promotional stuff. So like a New Year's illustration that was in a magazine scan as well. I had wished that they made posters for all this stuff, but they didn't. So like, here's another Faye Valentine illustration, which is really cool. And then they've got, let's see here. Oh yeah, okay, so this is some of my favorite stuff in the book. It's towards the beginning, and it's the planning stages of how the characters were originally going to be designed. Faye Valentine was actually going to have green hair. So if you see there, she's got green hair in this. So that would have been really interesting. And then also they've got different versions of Vicious on here as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. And a couple of scene cuts too that were actually cut from the TV anime. And then let's see. Yeah, so these planning stages were done in 1996. So some of these illustrations are, I mean, these are old, but it's actually really cool to have. This also included a like a postcard, which is, oh, it's to promote the 5.1 DVD box set that was coming out in Japan. This says now on sale, and it was December 23rd, 2004. Wow, seems like yesterday. So here's the exclusive illustration on this. That's really cool. There's also a ton of other illustrations on here, including these two. Really like those. Those are awesome. I just don't want to spoil the whole book. But yeah, this is Toshihiro Kawamoto's Cowboy Bebop. I want to say it's called The Wind. Yeah, it's just the Wind, and it's illustrations. So if you can find this, I highly recommend picking it up. So that concludes the Animator Spotlight. The next streaming event, I'm going to do 2 animators, and I don't know who yet, but if anyone has any suggestions, just type in the comment box. So last but not least is my unboxing segment. Now I'm actually really excited about this because one of them is actually on Aka, a series that began airing in January, and it's not getting a single volume release. I thought it was kind of strange, but it's actually coming out in parts. So this first set, I think it's 4 episodes. It's 4 episodes per set, and it's actually created by Natsume Ono, who did Ristorante Paradiso, and I love her art style. It's pretty simple. It's very calming, very relaxing. Watching Aka reminds me a little bit of watching Mushishi in the way that it's handled through its director, who, if you know who that is, Shingo Natsume worked with Toshihiro Kawamoto on Space Dandy under the direction of Shinichiro Watanabe, the director and creator of Cowboy Bebop. But Shingo Natsume is known for Space Dandy, Concrete Revolution, and also One Punch Man. But he's also directing Aka. So I'd like to present the first Blu-ray box set for Aka. So this came in a nice package. This is the storage box to hold all the volumes. This is exclusive artwork to Natsume Ono. She did the artwork for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and open this up here. The question is if I can open it up. So like always, this is the Amazon edition. So this actually comes with a redemption for an extra bonus, which is a poster, I believe. So let me get this open here. All right, so this has the usual Amazon Japan deal. And I'll set that here somewhere. Got so many of those things. Okay, so this is the box set 1. Illustration is done by character designer, and it's really cool. Really like this. It's just got a nice release. I do want to point out that this does come with English subtitles. So if you are interested in purchasing this show from the creators, I highly recommend picking this up because it does have subtitles and it has extra anime episodes on it. I think they're shorts. They're like 5 to 7 minutes long, detailing some extra investigation activities inside Aka's department. So this is going to be the release. Here is the storage box. Now, like all the other previous boxes, it has a nice sturdy feel to it. It's got Aka on the front and on the well, on the top and on the bottom. And it's got the cast. So it's got Jean and them on the spine there, and these guys here. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool release. Now, I do want to let you know, CD Japan is sold out of the storage box. That was the bonus that would come with it. If you order through Amazon Japan, you would get this, and it wouldn't even matter if you got it from the regular edition, because the standard does come with this. This is a manufacturer bonus. But a few retailers are out. I believe H&B's out, CD Japan, but if you get it off Amazon, you should still be able to get this storage box. So if you want to collect it, I recommend it. So let's pop this open. The Aka actually comes with some bonus shorts, like I mentioned before. It comes with a promotional video. There's an event screening digest video, an audio drama CD, 52-page booklet, an 8-page manga, and illustration cards, which is pretty cool because you don't get that very often in a Japanese release. So as usual, it's got a really nice clean finish to the characters. It's got a matted edge to it. Kind of pops out the character designs a little bit more, and it gives them more of a shine, if you can tell there. Now the spine thing comes off. So the cover is actually going to look like this. So it's got them on the back, which is really cool. And it's got them on the front. And now these just kind of slide out like so. So this is actually a really sturdy box. I'm really surprised. This box actually, it's as thick as a storage box. So I know like the erased box was thick like this too. Not the American release. I mean, the American release was a little bit, but it's not on this level of quality. So we've got illustration cards, which are going to be these here. And I won't open this up right now, but this is one done by Natsume Ono. Really like this card. It's really cool. Also, we've got this booklet. This is going to be that manga that details an extra scene, an extra part of the story, I guess. The manga is actually really good. The anime did a nice job handling the story so far, anyway. So this is that 8-page manga. I kind of like how authors are including bonuses in the animated works. Kind of gets the manga buyers that don't really buy the anime to buy the anime. So there's that. Here's the gallery booklet that most of them come with. This actually says Aka no Katarogu. So this one has a few character designs of like Jean. I like those. It's really cool. It also has some information about the staff and cast, as well as some plot lines and stuff like that. This is a pretty big booklet. It's about 52 pages. It's also got a little preview deal on the opening and ending sequences, which is really cool. So it's got that as well. Like I said, it's got a cast interview, so that's what that looks like. So, and then here's the disc release. This is cool because, I mean, it doesn't have like a texture to the text, but it's got a gloss finish to it and it really shines. I really like this a lot. This is really cool. So it just kind of opens up like so, and then there's that proof of purchase deal here. And then here are the CDs. oh, Blu-ray and CD. So this is going to be, this is what it looks like. I love that color scheme in the back. It's pretty calming. This one here is the commentary drama, and then this is the Blu-ray that has episodes 1 through 4, subtitled in English, including the bonus episodes. And that's it on the Aka set. So we'll go ahead and move on to the Flip Flappers Blu-ray Volume 4. So overall, I mean, I'd say that this is a really good release. It has, the new episodes are about 4 minutes, and they also have excerpts from an event they held for Aka. So it'll be kind of cool to check that out and everything. So also, if you notice this here, it has Aka on this side, right side up, and upside down. So that's kind of a neat little deal there. And then it's just got that nice finish to it. I like this release a lot. This is really cool. So then you can just kind of slide this in like so. This goes in, and there's going to be 3 sets total to cover all 12 episodes. So that was the Aka Blu-ray set. Next up is version 4. Now this one was the Amazon Japan edition. It did have a serial code attached to the back, but I took that one off already. This is a nice release. All the cover illustrations here, really neat. And actually on the inside are done by its designer, Takashi Kojima. This release actually includes an audio commentary, and it also has a web trailer, and the episodes that are on it are episodes 7 and 8. So like always, it kind of slides out like so. And this thing slides out. And this is a really cool release because this one actually, I like how all the artwork features the situations that happen in one of the episodes featured on the disc. So this is the one with the multiple papigas. So that one's really cool. It has a Pure Illusion memorial. This is another gallery booklet. So this one focuses actually this time on a little bit more of the story designs. I like that bunny Coco now right there. That's really cute. And then it's got some storyboard material and some of the sequence stuff from episodes 7 and 8, just like the previous releases had. I mean, overall, this is really cool. So it's also got some of the designs of some of the other girls too. It's really neat. It has more of the storyboards by Studio Z, which if you enjoyed Flip Flappers, check out Dimension W. The story wasn't great by any means because they didn't adapt it well, but the animation's pretty neat to look at, and that was also produced by Studio 3HZ. They're kind of an up-and-coming studio and haven't really done much, but this is adorable right here. This is some of the scene cuts, and it actually has the frame numbers and everything. That's really cool. And as always, it's got the cute little ending thing on the back there. This also came with a proof of purchase. And here's the color scheme. I like this. This is cool, this pink. It's pretty bright. So it has episodes 7 and 8, like I said, and This does not include English subtitles. Just want to say that now. So if you do want to get this, it won't have any subs. But this is the release. And I really like that artwork there. It's really cool. There's that on the back. And that is it for Flip Flappers Blu-ray Volume 4. Volume 5 comes out in a couple weeks, but I'll be covering that in my streaming video of Streaming Event 10. So last but not least is Gangsta Volume 4. I've waited for this release for like ever. Just as Monglobe is not around anymore, and it's upsetting. Now in May, they will be releasing Bunch Comics, who serializes Gangsta in Japan, the manga by Koshk. Koshk is actually feeling better from her illness that she's had, and she's resuming her manga in the May issue. And also, when you go to their website, the Bunch Comics website, they're offering all 42 chapters for free to read online just to catch up. That's starting sometime in May. But they're actually releasing, Kosh is actually drawing again. And so the story is going to be continuing here in less than a month. So I'm really excited about that. So this was the Flip Flappers Blu-ray Volume 4. Now this is the Amazon Japan edition of Gangsta. I don't know if you can tell, but that's actually like a blue on it. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it's really cool. I really like this one. This includes episodes 7 and 8, and I'm really excited to see what episode 8 has, because the animation was just absolutely horrible for the TV broadcast. I'll be really curious to see how they clean it up. I mean, if the studio was out of business, you know, where did they actually animate all their stuff? Did they go to the Emotion company and was like, hey, let's use your office and everything? I don't know. Or maybe they actually cleaned up all the animation before they went out of business. Who knows? But I'll be really curious to see what they've fixed and also what they've cleaned up. This is actually the second release out of the 3 I'm covering tonight that does have English subtitles. So this has episodes 7 and 8. This also includes a manga that's newly drawn and created by Koshk. Includes a gallery booklet and a drama CD. And then it has an illustrated cover as well on the inside. So I'll go ahead and slide this out. So here are the features. The Amazon Japan edition actually features these illustration cards, these like postcards of sorts. And this one actually has, I want to say there's 4 or 5. Oh, I think there's about 3 in here. And when you purchased the first volume, the Amazon Japan edition, I don't think there's any more now, except from like a seller on Amazon, or they're really expensive. It actually came with a little booklet. You would have seen in one of my first streaming events, and you actually slide these in there, and so it's like a little collector's book of scenes from the show that they've actually improved animation on. So that'll be really interesting to see. But here is the front cover. I like that one with Alex on there too. And then this actually has a few additional things in here. An illustration card by the, this was actually one of the ending illustration cards. So they kind of give that to you. They've been so wild, so weird. So there was that. And then here's the special comic. It's their manga. They call it comics for this release, but this kind of details some of the gang when they were younger. So it's kind of neat to see like the Polkey gang in their younger days and everything. That's really cool. So that's the little manga that's designed by Kosh. And here is the gallery booklet. More like a production guide, I guess. This one features the Polkey gang and also some of the other members and some of the other gangs and such. Let's see. Here we go. There's them. And then we've also got some of the character designs. And then there's a few descriptions on some of the story, like the backstory and everything. The anime actually spent quite a bit of time on Warwick and Nicholas's backgrounds, like when they were kids. So this kind of dives into that a little bit more. And what's really cool is every release, oh, it's also got a background deal too. Every release has done a teaching you how to do sign language from the show. So they've got this, which I think is really cool because one of the main characters does sign language. It's kind of neat. This is neat because I wish I had these like the full size. These are small images of keyframes. That's really neat. So there's that, and then they've got another page of it as well. It's really cool. That's the little booklet that comes with it. And last but not least is the actual disc. Now, if you see, it's got this on the front with the gang, and then there's the other side. It's really cool. So this actually has the audio drama, which is going to be on this side, and then here is the Blu-ray disc featuring episodes 7 and 8. But in a separate video, I like how there's the little caricatures down here. It's cool. In another release, I'll be covering the actual video, like the animation changes in the previous releases. I won't be doing a live stream for it. I'll just be doing like a regular video, and I'll kind of be discussing that a little bit. But that actually concludes my streaming event. If anybody has any questions or anything, just let me know in the chat box or send me a message through Twitter or email and let me know. I hope you guys like my coverage on the Blu-ray stuff and Animator stuff. As always, it's been a pleasure doing this, and I will talk to you guys soon.